Information has also come as a result of some of this investigation that the individual was here a few months ago, back in early March. So as I said, there's a lot of material to go through, so that we have confirmed now that it appears that individual was here back a couple of months ago in early March.
We are learning new and chilling details about the 18-year-old gunman who opened fire inside of a grocery store this weekend in Buffalo, New York. Tonight, NewsNation has also learned from a witness that Gendron may have been scouting a second location, possibly a nearby McDonald's. This shooting has rocked the community of Buffalo, especially after learning that they were targeted by a gunman who allegedly had racist motivations and a manifesto and plans to continue that massacre after the grocery store. Joining me now is Erie County District Attorney John Flynn. He will be prosecuting this case. Sir, we appreciate your time tonight. Thank you so much. This 180-page manifesto, it is chilling, it is calculated. What else have you uncovered?
Well, I can't specifically get into evidence that I've uncovered, but the manifesto obviously is important because it goes to his intent. And right now, I've charged him with murder in the first degree, which is the highest murder charge we have in New York. And in that charge, I have to prove intent. And so the manifesto is important in that intent analysis. It's also important to ascertain whether or not he committed any additional crimes, which we are looking at. So the importance of the manifesto is twofold. It, like I said, provides me evidence on intent, and it provides me potentially evidence on additional charges.
What more can you share about another planned attack, this McDonald's nearby to the grocery store?
Well, I can confirm that we're looking at that and reviewing it. Now, obviously, I can't charge him, with a crime that never came to fruition. But however, again, that potentially shows his intent and what he was thinking and what was going through his mind here, which could, again, potentially help me out on my murder first case.
All right, so you've got charge in the first degree murder. Take us through the next steps of prosecuting this case, specifically kind of the clock that's ticking on you for the next 45 days.
Sure. So we got a felony hearing scheduled on Thursday. That's the first court appearance after his initial arraignment. That felony hearing is what we call a probable cause hearing to determine whether or not there's probable cause that a felony has occurred. In this case, the felony being the murder in the first degree. If we are successful in convincing the judge that we have probable cause, which I'm confident we will, then the judge will hold the matter for grand jury. The other option is that the defendant his defense lawyer just waives the felony hearing, and then it automatically goes to grand jury. So, Marty, the reality of this is that, we're going to be in grand jury posture on Thursday. I'm right now technically, in my own mind, already in grand jury mode. And so this murder in a first degree charge is kind of the mechanism that gets me into the grand jury investigation. So I take that murder in a first degree charge, and then I go into the grand jury, and then I can kind of do what I want. I can change that charge. I can add on more charges. I can really do whatever I want, obviously, depending on what evidence that I have.
You're sifting through a lot of evidence, I know, and this manifesto, as we said, 180 pages. But what about these red flags that we know about? Can you shed some light on reports that state troopers were called to the alleged gunman's high school last year? He was making some threatening statements. Can you confirm that? Yes,
I can confirm. Well, I can confirm that an alleged incident happened about a year ago. All right. I'm in the process now of drilling down on exactly what happened. And again, I'm not drilling down to blame anyone in Broome County at all. I'm drilling down to kind of figure out what was going through his mind. And again, whether or not he had any intentional thoughts about coming to Buffalo back then. And so everything that I do from this moment forward, and quite frankly, for the past 48 hours, is to prove the charges that I have right now, and then again, that I potentially may have in the future.
Do you know how he was able to access a gun, particularly given the fact that he underwent this mental health evaluation? Have you dug into that yet?
No. Well, I'm in the process of doing that. I'm more so in the process, though, be honest with you, Marnie, of evaluating whether or not the gun was legal or illegal. Because, again, if it was an illegal weapon, I could have a potential weapons charge as well. So my main focus is on the legality of the gun. Obviously, how he got it, what were the circumstances surrounding him getting that. I'm going to look into that as well. But my main focus is really on whether or not it's a legal gun or illegal.
Well, the other thing that you know, John, the FBI is interviewing the parents of the alleged shooter. Are you considering charges against them?
Well, again, if any conduct occurred in Broome County, then that would be a Broome County matter. All right. But again, the parents are not on my radar right now as far as any criminal activity. The parents are on my radar right now as to what they can shed on the defendant. And in the course of that investigation, if anything arises regarding the parents, well, then I will notify the proper authorities.
How about copycat threats?
Oh, we've already had one.
Yep.
We had one yesterday where an individual, a 52-year-old man from Buffalo, allegedly called into a pizzeria and then 45 minutes later called into a brewery here in downtown Buffalo. Both phone calls were threatening in nature, again, allegedly, and also reference the Tops shooting. So he was arrested last night. He spent the night in jail. He was arraigned this morning on a D felony, making a terrorist threat. And he's undergoing a forensic examination right now. The judge ordered a forensic, a mental health examination of him, and he will be prosecuted to the fullest extent. And again, I hope that this sends a message that any more threatening behavior out there, there's a lot of rumors going on in Buffalo, there's a lot of social media activity. I want the residents of the city of Buffalo to know that I'm taking this very seriously. And this should serve as an example as to what's going to happen to you if you make a terrorist threat or any kind of threat that I can prove. You'll be arrested, you'll be prosecuted.
John Flynn on the case, DA in Erie County. Sir, we appreciate your time tonight. We'll be following it closely. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.